like I told you last week. Knowing people are going to be a little slow getting on Monday morning, thank you guys for being on. I'm going to do a little bit of a review and then jump into the new stuff. Last week on Friday, we said the first piece of the puzzle is to identify your goal. And let's say, like, this is what we talked about. Yours is to master prospecting, which I think is why you're all here. You want leads. You want to learn how to prospect. So if that is your goal, then the next step is to identify your personal strength. Hey, Mark, and John was talking about that this morning. Why are you different than anyone else? Olena speaks a different language. Somebody could be a sports and celebrity certified person and be representing them. If your strength is being good with people, which I think most of you are very good with people, then if your weakness is, like this was my weakness, uncomfortable bringing up business, then once you're aware of those three pieces, then you could create a plan, which is practice your scripts, which what we've been talking about, and build a database so you knew who to talk to. Take bold or take scripts classes and write your scripts down and practice them like crazy. We talked about that in the Outlier book with 10,000 hours of practice. And then call your sphere of influence. And so that was the main message for last Friday. This week, we're going to start into the 80-20 principle probably for every day this week. So if you look at nothing changes until you do mentality, and then you're on this class. Most agents, what they do is they focus on the 80%, or they go to class, don't take notes, don't take any action. And it was what's that called when you go take a class or go somewhere and don't do anything with the information? Entertainment. It's entertainment.
Shelf help. It's shelf help, not self-help.
So what happens is we feel good about the activity, but we're not getting the results. And so now most agents focus on the 80%. That's not you guys, because you're all here. So this 80-20 principle is a really big deal. Because when you're committed to self-mastery and you set your goals for the tasks and the topics that you want to master, the 80-20 takes you directly to where you need to focus your efforts.
Hold on, what is 80-20? You spend 80% of your time on 20% of the things you're trying to do, or?
You spend, good question. That 80, what it focuses you on is everything you've been talking about, John, is call your sphere of influence, build your database, to generate leads. The idea that 20% of your actions lead to 80% of your results in all areas of your life. If you
spend your time on the 20%, not the 80.
Right. And the 80 is the easy stuff. And I make a flyer. I don't know, just all these things that don't generate any business or leads for you, but it makes you feel like you're a realtor. And that's why most of the people aren't on this call. That's why the room behind John and Shayna is empty. So if you apply the 80-20 to your whole life, but you have to set the goals first and then identify your strengths and weaknesses in every area of your life, personal, professional. And this is excerpts from like the Millionaire Real Estate Investor book, another good book to read if you want to get involved with buying commercial properties or buying property at all. So it's about getting the most from your time and effort, maximizing your results, and having focus, not just doing things. My big problem always was putting out fires, people knocking on your door. Do you have a minute? It would take you completely off of your calendar until I started getting more serious with my calendar, blocking my time and saying no to the 80% that keeps wanting to creep into your life. So the focus is the key to great success, more than effort, experience, and even natural ability. Focus is the key to great success more than effort, experience, or natural ability. That's why John's car's in the parking lot at the office for the last 20 years, like every day. doing the same thing over and over again. And you look at the highest achievers really in any field, you'll discover they have powerful focuses, practicing. They focus on the right things. So this is about learning for earning's sake or learning for doing's sake, not just learning to know. So you're getting the info. Now you've got to do what John, his hands are in the air, take action. That's the key. Go ahead, John.
Okay, cool. Monday. Everybody's aware it's Monday, right? Awesome. I love Mondays. Love them. Okay. It's a fresh start, a new beginning, chance to do something really super great. Okay. The rest of the week, you're going to be catching up, but Monday's always the lead, which is super, super awesome in my world. So we're going to talk about how to win the week, okay? Such that when Friday rolls around, you're doing a victory lap as opposed to trying to catch up or finish strong. You're already there, okay? So here's what we're going to do. First thing you got to do if you're going to win the week is identify what the win is, right? Do not let the week happen to you. You're going to happen to the week, okay? So when we get off this phone call today, or Zoom call, whatever it is, figure out what the win. Come Friday, when you've already done this or you're about to wrap it up, what is your win? And you're like, God, that was awesome. I had a great week. You go home, you're feeling good, sunnier out, the music's better, all that stuff. What is the win for you that when you would do it this week, it's going to be great? I don't even care if you get it done on Monday afternoon or Monday morning. If you do, though, it's probably not a big enough win. But we'll talk about that later. What is your win? Number one, create what will be the win by Friday. Okay. And here's what you do. You write it down. You write on a sheet of paper. If you can keep a journal of some sort, it's even better. Okay. You got a calendar book or something. You just write up, to win this week, I will blank. Okay. Keep it simple and fairly easy. Not easy to do, but easy to understand, right? Go back to simple. Because complex and hard doesn't get done, right? Don't go too long. One sentence is fine, just as long as you know what that is. Maybe it's going to take 1 listing to win, 2 listings, 5 listings. I don't know. This is a you thing, right? Maybe it's 1 under contract. Maybe it's put 2 under contract. Maybe it's to get 3 price reductions. Whatever it is. Maybe you're going to add to your database. Well, if I could just add 20 people to my database by Friday, that would be a massive win for me this week. Those of you with jobs that are working in the evenings or on weekends or whatever yours is, all right? You don't have to have mine. You don't have to have your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers. You have to have yours, because when they're yours and they matter more, okay? And maybe it's to add 10 contacts. Maybe it's to add 5. Whatever the win is, because I know some of you guys are pushing rocks up hills because you've got a bunch of other things going on, which is super cool. I mean, think about it. It's hard for me, and I got every freaking advantage. So if you're with kids working 10 different jobs and all that stuff, and it's hard. But if you do a little bit all the time and you have a win this week, the week starts stacking up. Okay, and you stack a few weeks together, you have a good month. You stack a few months together, you're gonna have a big year. Stack a few years together, that's a career worth telling folks about. So that's super good. You can do it. So here, number 2, what we're going to do is we're going to create a simple, doable plan to achieve your goal, right? I want to take 2 listings. Awesome. Write this down. I will blank. Talk to 5 million people. I don't know, whatever your plan is, right? I'll door knock. I'll call them on the phone. I'll skywriters, whatever your plan is. Think through. Number 1, I will blank. Give it some thought. And then write number 2, when I'm done with that, I will blank. What's your second thing to achieve your big goal? Finally, 3, what's the third thing I'm going to do? Okay. Maybe your first one's going to call everybody on my phone. I harp on this every day. If you do it, I'll guarantee you win. But not everybody does it, which is why I come back to it. And I got to tell myself every morning, right? This is the same stuff I tell myself every morning in my group, because life gets in the way, right? So you got to tell yourself, what am I going to do? Oh, I got to call everybody on my phone. You haven't heard that a million times, right? So you call everybody on your phone. Oh, I got to call all my leads. Okay, cool. Maybe that's number 2. Finally, I got to call or do an open house or whatever, a neighborhood. Now, whatever your thing is, don't have more than 3. If you have more than 3, you might as well write 0. Okay, because you're not going to get to them. You're not going to do them. You get lost. And then number 3, get a calendar out, a calendar book. Make your own calendar. It's not that hard. Write it out Monday, and then write out the times: 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. Write it out by the hour. Okay, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay, you guys with me on this? Not that hard. And then fill in what you already have committed to. Right, you're on this call, so 8 o'clock to 8:30, you're dialed in, and then you're doing your homework from 8:30 to 9. So that 8 to 9 slot's probably full. And then what are you going to do at 9? Do you have already pre-planned meetings? You have stuff, right? All the way through the end of the day, Monday through Friday. Fill that in so you can see what you got, right? Do not let this week happen to you. You are going to happen to the week, okay? And then once you got that calendar filled in, you'll see where the holes are. Some of you guys are going to have blank sheets. I mean, maybe you have nothing going. Some of you are going to have a whole bunch of stuff. You have jobs already, okay? But you need to find out what your slate looks like when your commitments are already on. And then the 4th thing you're going to do is fill in the holes with what you're going to do, your one thing. What was that one thing you wrote down? Fill that in first. Monday, first opportunity is for your one thing. And you're going to work that one thing, put some time in there, figure out what Tuesday or Wednesday might be your 2, Thursday and Friday might be your 3, okay? But work your one thing until you get that one thing done. You might get that one thing done by noon on Monday. You can start on 2 right away, okay? And then do your number 2 until you get to 3. Do your 3. If you're done Wednesday by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe take the rest of the week off. I don't care. You had to win. Or maybe you revise what your win was and come back the next week with a bigger challenge. And then the next thing you do, and this is probably the hardest one of them all, is you have to go do it, right? Don't get stuck in the planning. Plan. But you got to do it. You got to go. You got to do. You got to start. That's the hardest thing, right? You're going to spend all week creating a plan, and then Friday rolls around, like, thank God it's a week. You end up doing nothing, right? You got to do your plan. And then stick to that calendar, time block it, right? If you're not in the section of where it happens, there are no real estate emergencies. We're just talking about it. There are none. Stick to your calendar. And then you time block some time for emergencies, like Friday at 7:30 at night. You'll get around to it maybe. But there are no emergencies, okay? Do not let the week happen to you. So let's just go through it real quick again. In sum, to win the week, you got to identify what that win is. It's going to be. Write it out. We're all going to be different. 2, create a simple plan to achieve that win. 3, set it on a calendar so it's in front of you. You guys, you put it in your mind, you're going to forget because good songs are going to come on the radio and you're going to forget right then. Or somebody's going to knock on your door, you got a minute, you're going to forget. All this stuff. It's just life gets in the way, right? You get a phone call, right? Hey, Dad, can I do this? And now you forgot about whatever you're doing. Put it on paper, write it down so you can quickly get back to it, right? And then you got to do it. You got to do it and do it and do it. Like Art Williams used to say, you got to do it and do it and do it. And he says, you guys don't know who Art Williams is, Google him. It's so cool. He's like, yeah, you know, the people who win, they do it just a little bit more. They do it just a little bit longer. They do it just a little bit more often. Just they do it and do it and do it. The difference between massive success people, massive success, and not is about that big. It is not a big bridge you got to cross. It's a tiny little jump if you do it and do it and do it all the time. Okay, so that's what I got for you guys today. To win your week, just write out what that win's going to be. That's probably going to be better than most folks do anyway, right? Just figure out what the win for the week is going to be. Create a plan to achieve that win. Create a calendar that's going to set you in a path that you can do that and then do it. It's just easy as that. Easy as that. All right. So there you go. There you go. That's what I've got for you. If you do that, I promise And I know somebody thinking, oh my word, that is so easy. Yeah, so is diet and exercise, but it's really hard to do, right? You pass that pizza joint, it's like, oh, right? I could either eat that pizza and enjoy that cold beverage, or I could go with Anton and do freaking jumping jacks for 5 hours, right? Hard right turn into a pizza joint. It's just the way humans are, okay? Yeah, got it. There you go. That's my message. We're here 8:15. We're a little bit early today, which is super great. Anybody got a question or need anything?
Hear me?
It's wide open, folks. Here, I'm gonna do a little quick talk about this. The market's hard. Yeah, whatever. It's hard. It's super cool because hard cleans out the garbage, cleans out the people that aren't committed, cleans out all that stuff, and it renews things. It'll pull prices down, which is super great because that'll lead to more transactions. Get out there. Get out there.
Hey, John,
All right.
can you hear me, John?
Now I can.
You can hear me?
Yep.
All right. Hey, one of the things I'm just wrapping up a week-long NLP training, and the discussion is our conscious mind is our goal setter. Our unconscious mind is our goal getter. And so starting next week, following this in Destin, 9 to 11, I'm going to be unpacking NLP techniques to align your unconscious mind that can sabotage you and cause mutiny, so that these conscious goals can get applied. So we're going to have some fun with that.
NLP is neuro-linguistic programming, for those of you that don't know what that is.
Awesome. That's super great. Super great. I'm going to pull you back to right now. Figure out your thing for the week, create a plan, create a calendar, and go. There you go, people. There you go. You need no more than that. Do that.
Yeah. What's in it for you is more money, more time with your family, more success, and you'll be more organized. So
Let's go to work. Let's go to
do
work.
it.